Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. We are one away from episode number 650. Make sure you stay tuned to the YouTube channel for that. Got your questions here, so let's get started with the first one today from Genetic Freak LOL. How do you see the match at Battleground ending? I'm guessing Triple H comes out towards the end and out of nowhere pedigrees Seth Rollins, setting up their feud. Well, that is certainly what appears to be the case. Triple H and Seth Rollins continuing to have their split and eventual match, perhaps at SummerSlam. But I'm not sure how you end this Battleground match between Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. For me personally, I feel that Brock Lesnar should get the title. But at the same time, WWE may not want to make him a part-time champion, and somebody else asked me about Lesnar winning the title only to lose it at SummerSlam to Roman Reigns, and therefore Lesnar is a transitional champion. So it's a tough spot because I don't know if WWE is going to have Brock Lesnar win the title and then lose it right away, and I don't know if WWE is going to have Brock Lesnar go on to have another part-time reign as champion. It's a tricky scenario right now, and when WWE is backed into a corner from a booking standpoint, usually the outcome doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And I'm feeling that there's going to be some sort of shenanigans at Battleground. I would be shocked if there was a clean finish. I would be shocked if Brock Lesnar beat Seth Rollins to win the title with no outside interference from anybody. And likewise, I would be really shocked if Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar. I don't think that Seth Rollins is the guy to beat Brock Lesnar. So I'm figuring something's going to go down. Somebody's going to interfere. Triple H is going to come out. Maybe it'll backfire and Triple H will cost Seth Rollins the title by mistake. Or maybe he'll come out and intentionally screw Seth Rollins out of the title. That is certainly a possibility. We'll just have to wait and see. Right now, there's still several weeks until Battleground, so the storylines and the plans can change multiple times between now and Battleground. All right, got this one here from Aaron Rift Guy. Hey, Aaron, with the leaked poster for SummerSlam, could you see Reigns versus Lesnar as a #1 contenders match and maybe Triple H trying to beat respect in Rollins, considering how solid Rollins is as a heel? And if that doesn't make sense, Reigns beating face Lesnar. And it doesn't make sense for Reigns to beat face Lesnar as a question. I feel that Triple H and Rollins would work better with Triple H as a babyface and Rollins as a heel. But as I've talked about in previous videos, there's the speculation that Rollins is going babyface and Triple H will stay heel. Regardless of the case, I feel that whatever happens to build up to that match, and if it does happen at SummerSlam, Rollins should get the win over Triple H. As far as Rollins staying champion, once again, that will depend on what happens at Battleground, and I could very well see there being a disputed finish, a DQ or whatever. Not really a fan of a DQ on pay-per-view, but I could see WWE doing that as a way out to avoid having either guy lose, and we could see a #1 contenders match, Lesnar versus Reigns. But if the title's not on the line, I don't think Lesnar should be losing to Reigns. If Lesnar is going to put over somebody, it should be for the WWE title or at WrestleMania. I would not have a #1 contenders match and that be the match where Lesnar finally is defeated by somebody. So I would not personally do that. If it's going to be Reigns versus Lesnar, I think that it should be for the title, and Reigns should be the guy, and WWE should just go with it. They were going to pull the trigger on Reigns at WrestleMania, and they got cold feet. But now fans seem to be at least a little bit more positive towards Roman Reigns and the idea of him winning the title. So if you're going to do it, just do it. Don't do a #1 contenders match. Just have the title match and have Reigns be the new guy and have him be the one to beat Brock Lesnar, and you go with him as your top guy and see what happens. All right, moving on here. Got this one from Kayfabe Candy Ass. Hey, Aaron, nice shirt. I'm not sure if you're talking about this one or the last one I was wearing. What do you think about Bret Hart's comments about there being room for improvement when it comes to wrestler safety in the WWF after Tyson Kidd's injury? Good point, or just accept that accidents will happen, can't prevent them all? Well, I feel WWE has been doing a much better job as of late in terms of protecting the talent and trying to avoid serious injuries. I don't feel that WWE should be responsible for what happened to Tyson Kidd, and I don't feel that Samoa Joe should be responsible for what happened to Tyson Kidd. It was an accident. Samoa Joe has done the muscle buster dozens, if not hundreds of times in the past few years, and nothing has ever happened. Sometimes freak accidents occur, and there's nothing you can do to prevent them. It's just part of life and part of the risks involved with getting inside the ring. When you step in the ring, you're always taking a risk. There's some sort of risk, whether it's small or large. You get in the ring, anything can happen, and you just have to go out there and be as safe as possible. That's all you can do. And, Bret Hart is a guy who always took pride in protecting his opponents and being safe. And everyone has that attitude, I'm sure. Everyone wants to go out there and avoid somebody getting seriously hurt. Everyone wants to go out there and make it look as real as possible without people getting hurt. That is, I feel that is the nature of anybody who steps inside a wrestling ring. You're not going out there to try and hurt somebody. You're going out there to entertain people and put on a show and be able to walk to the back and nobody's hurt. That's how everyone feels. Everyone's going to try their best to do that and to prevent injuries. So I feel that, I understand Bret's concerns and where he's coming from, but I feel in this situation, Bret is close to Tyson Kidd, obviously, but I feel that nothing else could have been done. This was just an unfortunate freak accident. All right, this next one comes from CPW 1978. In video number 647, you touched on tag teams suffering injuries lately. Do you see such as a call-up opening for new NXT talent, or maybe a return of an old team? Or will the thin tag division suffer more random pairings? Well, this could be an opportunity for WWE to bring back Team 3D or the Dudley Boyz and get them involved again. I don't sense that WWE is really emphasizing on the tag team division right now. They were for a period of time, but right now it just feels like WWE doesn't care that much about the tag teams. I suppose you could bring in a few more guys from NXT, but as I've talked about in previous videos, I don't think you should bring in too many people in a short period of time. I feel that if you're going to bring in somebody right now, if you're really that desperate for tag teams, bring back the Dudley Boyz and have them get involved. Otherwise, just keep things the way they are, and hopefully nobody else gets hurt. If somebody else gets hurt, then you got to consider bringing in more people from NXT or bringing back a tag team from the past. All right, this one comes from Leon York 1. Hello, Aaron. I was wondering, what is your take on Jay Lethal finally becoming Ring of Honor World Champion? Well, I'm very happy for him. Jay Lethal is a guy who I feel was one of the most underutilized talents in TNA history, a guy that TNA really dropped the ball with. Not only is he a really good wrestler, but also he showed a lot of personality in TNA, obviously with the Black Machismo gimmick and doing the Ric Flair impressions, going back and forth with Ric Flair on the mic. And anybody who can do that with Ric Flair has some talent. And the fact that TNA could not capitalize on that, that was just one of the many problems with TNA. The fact that they could not take Jay Lethal and turn him into a superstar. And the Black Machismo gimmick, that really hurt him, I feel, because it was a parody gimmick, and it's hard to advance up the card with a parody gimmick. And I feel that Jay Lethal, if TNA had a stronger creative team, they could have come up with something for him where he could do the impressions every now and then, but he could have his own character that's unique to him. And that's really what Jay Lethal needs. He's doing great in Ring of Honor, and hopefully by being the world champion now, this will give him more exposure, and this will get more people noticing him, and maybe at some point WWE will consider bringing him in. I think he would do really well in WWE. I feel that they would give him the character that he needs, and he certainly has the personality and the verbal skills, and of course the wrestling skills. I feel if he's given the opportunity in WWE, he would succeed. So I'm hopeful that this Ring of Honor world title reign will be the start of bigger things to come for him. All right, got this question here from Brock Lesnar Guy. Hey Aaron, I read online that Dolph Ziggler's WWE contract is coming to an end soon. Do you think Ziggler will re-sign with WWE? If so, will he get a push again? If he stays, the fans are behind him a lot, and the marketing machine is behind everyone except Vince. I feel that if the money was right, Dolph Ziggler would make the business decision, but at the end of the day, if you're not happy, you're not happy, and sometimes money isn't everything, and you really have to think about your own personal health and your own feelings and how you look at the situation, if there's any room to grow. You know, in the real world, people have jobs, and sometimes if there's no sign of being able to move up in the company you're working for, then it's not worth working there. And maybe Ziggler is at that point where he feels no matter what he does, he's never going to move up in the world of WWE. He's going to be stuck in a spot. There'll be the glass ceiling. He'll never be able to get past that. And if that's the case and you're not happy with your job, then you should consider walking away, even if you're walking away from the money. And Ziggler can look at somebody like Johnny Mundo, formerly John Morrison, and see how well he's doing and how happy he is. I could see it going either way. I mean, I think it'll really come down to the money, and if WWE makes some sort of promise to him that he's going to get a chance to further himself in the company. So, I mean, who knows? It could really go either way. All right, got this one from Kane Yo-Yo for the win. Hey Aaron, who is your pick to win WWE Tough Enough? Was hoping Rift Aronson would make it to the finals, but that's too much to ask. I think ZZ and Sarah Lee will win. Your thoughts, please answer in video. Thanks. And I also got this question here from MMA Mike 01 regarding Tough Enough. Did you catch the groundbreaking Tough Enough episode? What are your thoughts? For me, the concept is terrible as far as the live show goes, and the stuff in the ring house is very much like a reality drama show. I did not see a superstar or diva here. All right, so real quick, my overall thoughts on Tough Enough, based off the first episode, I was not impressed. Nothing really groundbreaking in my opinion. It was essentially a reality drama show with a WWE ring in the studio and the WWE personalities being there. But besides that, it was just your typical MTV or E-Network style reality show. Nothing unique or innovative about it at all. As far as the guys on the roster, the Tough Enough contestants, nobody really stood out to me based off of this one show. Most of the guys were just bickering back and forth and creating their drama. ZZ had a little bit of personality, but clearly he's not in the best of shape, and I don't think that he'll make it to the end. To me, he comes off like Sanjaya. Somebody compared him to Sanjaya of WWE Tough Enough, Sanjaya from American Idol. Look him up if you don't know him. That's the kind of character that he comes off as. It's hard to say off of one show, but based off of what was shown on television, the clear front runner for the guys, I think, is Tanner. And Sarah Lee, I think I would agree with you, but it's way too soon to make a clear prediction as to who's going to win. I would need to see more of these guys and more of their personalities and what they can do in the ring. But Tanner right now, I think, is the front runner just because of his athletic ability. And if he's as good as the TV show's portraying him as, then he's definitely the clear front runner. All right, so that'll do it for this edition of NoDQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Subscribe, youtube.com/NoDQ&AV, and I will see you guys next time for episode number 650.